Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Amanda Brown, and I am the Community Outreach Social Media Maven and now Podcast Point Guard for Conscious Inc. Fun fact about me, I'm from Chicago, although right now I am currently in Yeehaw, Nashville, Tennessee, and I like to go by Downtown Amanda Brown, or Dab, as Frank likes to call me, because you know what? I have had this same dang name for, 30 to 40 years now? I'll spare you the details on that one. But it's just boring, so I like to spice it up, like what we're doing today. I'm old school. I'm a 90s kid, so what can I say? But today, I am here with founder of Conscious Inc., Frank Giotta. Frank, say hi.
Hello.
And as you've clearly noticed, we're doing something new right now. We're shaking it up here at Conscious Inc., and so what you're watching right now for the very, very first time is our first Live Frank podcast. Woohoo!
Woo!
That is a woohoo worthy moment, people. And I like to call those digital high fives, by the way. So wherever you are, if you're in your car, your living room, shout it out to the rooftops. That is like a digital high five to us. Thank you. But these podcasts are not going to be super long. They may maybe go up to about 10 minutes or so. We're just going to go with the flow, see how it goes. They may extend longer. They might be a little shorter. But they're going to be really rich in content as we'll be exploring how to live frank as our most authentic selves and creating life-shifting and changing behaviors or patterns. So we'll tap into Frank's transformational coaching experience. We might even have a guest on the show. We might even answer some questions from our audience. But honestly, just so you know, and you'll get to know us, as quirky as Frank and I are, it might go off on a tangent about coffee creamer. We might share our favorite kombucha. I might show up in a onesie. I'm just saying, it could get wacky. But without further ado, let's shine a little light on our founder, Frank Giotta. Talk a little bit about what he's been doing over the years. So Frank has been a transformational coach for many years, as well as a writer, a speaker, a social entrepreneur, and filmmaker. Frank and his work has been featured in Shape Magazine, Yoga Journal, The Good News Network, Modern Meditation, Mantra Yoga and Health, and also Fitness Magazine. He's been on a lot of podcasts, was actually on the speaker selection committee for TEDx Bend, and has had a short film that was accepted at the Bend Festival, and a TV commercial he wrote in the Cannes Film Festival. He's got quite a provocative video on YouTube as well right now with over 500,000 views, you guys. It's pretty amazing. He also has created a number of websites like Blississippi.com, MyNakedGuru.com, Freein123.com, HumeAngels.com, LiveFrank.com, as well as Acknowledge is Power. That is a lot of websites. You're tongue-twisting me here, Frank. What's up with that?
Cheers to you, Downtown Amanda Brown, first of all. Excited to have this podcast going. It's been a long time in the works. Websites, yes, there's a lot of them. They all, though, basically do the same thing. They support us in living our most vital lives by interrupting our old patterns in the moment, and typically, hopefully, in a unique and fun way. That's what they all do, including Conscious Inc., right? So Conscious Inc. are reminders to catch us when we may have gone unconscious into old patterning, and we see it in the moment, and then we can actually make a conscious shift,
right.
a decision to change. So that's what those are all about.
Okay, cool. So now with Acknowledge is Power, I was reading about quote unquote life-changing moments. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Why quote and unquote? Those are life-changing moments. Amanda Brown.
True.
Pardon me. Yes. So as a coach, I was always intrigued. Well, why would someone have a life-changing moment in this moment, but not in that one and not in that one?
Right.
And that thinking was sparked by best-selling author Gay Hendricks, relationship expert, him sharing his life-changing moment, which was at age 23, he was over 300 pounds, smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and in a dead-end marriage. And so I was just, well, wow, how did this changed because now the guy's written, many books, and like I said, is a top expert in the field of consciousness and relationships. So in his moment, I think it's worth sharing, is that he typically got defensive, about his weight and where he was in his life. And so he kind of would always get angry, frustrated with people who called him out. And in this moment, that's what happened in a class of his in college. Somebody called him out again. He just, internalized it, got angry. And on his way back during a snowy, icy, cold day, being all grumbly and how could he, this person. And he had a moment where he actually, for an instant, he goes, well, why am I so fat? Like he took it in. He was like willing to drop the defenses for that second. And in that moment, he slips, falls backwards, hit his head, and is like out for a moment. And all these answers started coming in. Just in that instance of him being willing to get real and ask this question. And after that, things naturally started shifting. He got the answers of why he was carrying all that weight. And then within a year, he was losing weight like every month, like pounds and pounds. Within a year, he was down to 170. He basically has kept that weight the entire time for the last 50 years, and he's gone on to succeed. And just things started to shift naturally. He started just eating things that he never did before. He started eating berries and just stuff. And this is actually the concept of Blississippi as well, which is once we become authentic and are willing to shed these old patterns, things will start naturally happening. So we don't have to do all this work to make shifts happen. They will naturally happen, as Gay's story conveys and shows as an example. So then I was wanting to incorporate these, what I call ingredients to life-changing moments. There's nothing like earth-shattering. We know them all. There are things like, in Gay's instance, was dropping our defenses, being willing to hear and acknowledge the truth, surrendering, getting humble, being open to learning, getting curious, taking a breath. So we can create an environment for those shifts to happen. And that's what I really wanted to do in every session of my coaching sessions. Why wait? Like, let's just get into it. Let's incorporate those ingredients, and let's have a moment now. And the most powerful that I found was being willing. That's back to acknowledges power. Is being willing to acknowledge our truth in the moment as a surefire way to get to a shift in our lives. One thing I noticed, why is that so powerful? And on Acknowledges Power, I talk about 5 reasons why connecting with truth really does set us free. One is that once we're willing to acknowledge any truth, we're connected to all truth. So if you envision that, dipping your toe into a stream in the mountain, you're connected to all the water. One way or another, that's all connected to the vast oceans. So dipping your toe into the stream connects you to all waterways in the same way that connecting to any truth connects you to all truth. When you're connected to all truth, there's some magic stuff that can happen there.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Thanks for that breakdown, because I think a lot of times, we hear about these ideas and notions that we want to implement into our lives, but having an illustration like that just really helps myself, I know, and I'm sure the viewers, to just really process that better, and it resonates where I can now feel like I can apply that. So thank you for that breakdown.
Yeah, and there's other things too with regard to why acknowledging our truth in the moment is so powerful. One is you're practicing unconditional love and acceptance toward yourself. Being willing to be seen by yourself is also another magical ingredient. We tend, a lot of times we're on this positivity thing. Well, I don't want to acknowledge anything that is perceived as negative, right? And so then we keep these abilities, opportunities to shift at bay. I guarantee, willing to acknowledge whatever truth that you have will lead you to peace and freedom if we're willing to, hang on for the ride. So that's another reason. The universe revolves around truth. So once you're connecting your truth, you've got the whole power of the universe at your back. Mm-hmm. And so again, you invite magic and synchronicities in. Anything that is observed, we know some quantum physics is automatically changed. So it goes back to observing yourself with love and compassion and understanding. Mm-hmm. So that also is at work. Our bodies are, we are set up for truth. This is why when people lie, that our bodies, it's like a trapped prisoner. Mm-hmm. It's wanting to get out. And that's why there's all these cues, if you understand body language, it's saying, it's trying to tell you the truth, even if you're trying to keep it.
Yeah, it's trying to get out.
It wants out. And so that's one of the most powerful ingredients to creating a life-changing moment.
That's some great stuff. Thank you so much, because again, I cannot reiterate how much just in this moment with you, and Frank and I, as you guys will find out, we have conversations, of course, outside of this and as we work, and we oftentimes dig in deep into this kind of stuff. And I often, because Frank has been in this realm for so long, he knows it. And I think a lot of us are kind of just coming into it and really want to absorb it. And when you are able to really just, I say this a million times, break it down the way you do, it just helps so much. So this is some great stuff here. This is really kind of a preview of what's to come. I think we're just about out of time here, but we'd like to thank all the viewers who have tuned in today. We're really excited about these podcasts and interacting more with our people, our followers, fans, customers. So with that, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Be in your bliss. Don't forget to live Frank. See you, Frank. See you later.
Bye. Thanks, Amanda.
You're welcome.